Dad. Taylor's hand says turd. Turd. I said turd.
I'm escaping my son. These are our flower pots.
Dad, why don't you put pants on for that video?
I like filming naked. So I'm starting cucumbers and squash all over again. However, check it out. Out here in the mulch area, aside from the thistles, that right there is a squash. I think it's summer squash, and it's coming up. I'm happy about that. And then, of course, I got the asparagus patch down here. Don't know if you can see those. They're kind of going to seed. I need to chop them off. And then check out my bean sprouts. They're coming up. We'll see if they'll trellis up the aspen or if the nitrogen shortage will get them as well. And then I've got some other bean sprouts that have been quite eaten by bugs. And those are in my other aspen tree. By the way, the apple tree is looking pretty good. So, let's see, and that's the pear tree. These guys are doing pretty well. And then here I transplanted that squash, and as you can see, I just put that blood meal tea on them. And there's another squash that had some problems with the heat after I transplanted it, but I think it's going to make it. Gina got peonies for the first time this year. Here's our herb garden, which is parsley, basil around the perimeter, and then we did a bunch of cilantro in the middle. We may have to prune some of that out, and there's dill. Of course, we'll have to prune that out. And then, there's another volunteer squash, but sage down here, and more squash, and then thyme right there, which I love in the fall. It's great stuff. And here's my recovering strawberry patch. Here's my box of Tigerella tomatoes that I started late. Volunteer lettuce, and then my disaster, otherwise known as my garden, which just ain't happening for me this year, which sucks. That's the size of my magnolia. Garlic is looking good though. Look at that. However, look at the tomatoes. So, I believe we planted these May 21st or so, May 20th, and they're doing pretty well. So, already got flowers, as you can see, and we think they're going to actually be our best crop ever this year. And then, there are the grapes. And again, I told Marco I had pruned these down to, they were only a couple of feet tall back in February, and they're just gone bonkers after pruning them. So, there's my garden tour. That'll be all for now.